Hello, this is Marina and you're watching my monthly forecast video for Gemini for November 2016. At the end of October, on the 13th, we had a new moon in Scorpio, which for you is in your 6th house. It means that the first half of November will also be related with the influence of this new moon for you. And in your case, it means that it might affect the area of your work, the area of your daily routines, the area of your health. In some way, you may need to be more focused on these things, especially during the first half of November. It can be a very positive time for starting some kind of new work project, or to plan some kind of new schedule, or to have some kind of important conversations with your colleagues, with your work associates. And generally, you may have a lot of daily routines that you may need to take care of during the first half of November. On the 9th, we have Mars entering Aquarius, and for you it's in your 9th house, which means that you may need to put a lot of energy related with your future goals, with planning some kind of long-term goals, or for example to do some kind of things related with your education. People who are working in the area of education, or who are studying, for them it can be a very beneficial transit, and they may need to put a lot of efforts. But the thing is that when Mars is transiting your 9th house, all these efforts will be visible for others, which is very good, because you may really need to have some kind of visible results from your activities while Mars is transiting your 9th house. After that, on the 12th, we have Venus entering Capricorn, and for you this is in your 8th house, which means that it can be a positive transit related with your finances. For example, you may receive some kind of money from other people. Usually when it is Venus, we are talking about a smaller amount of money, but for example it can be like receiving a present from your partner, or receiving some kind of financial support from other people. And on the same date, we have also Mercury entering Sagittarius, and for you this is in your 7th house, and it means that it can be a very good time for you to have some kind of conversations with people who are close to you. It can be with your business partners, or it can be with your wife or husband, or someone that you are very close to. Having these conversations can be more successful for you during this transit of Mercury. Also, in some way, it means that you may need to be more rational regarding your assessments related with your relationship. And before that, you had Venus in your 7th house, which means that you might have been more emotional about your relationship. And it's interesting that on the same date we have Venus leaving your 7th house and Mercury entering your 7th house, which means that you may need to change your perspective and switch from being very emotional to being more rational, especially regarding your relationship. After that, on the 14th, we have a full moon in Taurus and Scorpio, which for you is in your 12th and 6th house, which means that you may need to balance and find the harmony between taking some rest and also accomplishing your daily tasks, because usually the full moon requires from us to make some kind of compromise, or to solve some kind of situation which requires to make a choice. So in your case, this affects mainly your work and for example the desire to take some kind of rest. Also, it may need to from you to focus more on your health, and for example set free from some kind of unhealthy habits. Actually, this full moon can be very positive for you if you really want to do that. After that, on the 20th of November, we have Neptune turning direct. A few days around this date, Neptune will be stationary, which means that it will be especially strong. And for you, it activates your 10th house, which is related with your career, with your social state, with your reputation. And it means that sometimes the negative influence of Neptune can bring some kind of complications. So you may need to be especially careful about your work activities and things related with your career, because it's possible to have some kind of misunderstanding in this area, or you may just be more unconcentrated. So avoid taking very important decisions related with your career, because you may also be more emotional and your judgments may not be really objective as you really would like them to be. And after that, on the 21st of the month, we have the Sun entering Sagittarius, which for you is in your 7th house. And it means that your attention might be more focused on your personal relationships with your partner or with some kind of business associates, but in some way it will be a very good time for you to communicate with more people, especially those who are close to you, and especially those who are one-by-one communication, when you are on the same level with the other person. And for example, you can meet with new people, or somebody else may come and meet with you, and generally that's a very communicative period for you. For people who are single, this can be a very positive time for starting a new relationship also, especially after the 29th of November, when we have also a new moon here in your 7th house in Sagittarius, which means that it can be a new beginning for you, starting a new program really related with your personal relationships. So you may see how the energy for you will shift, and from being focused on your work and your daily routines, you will become more focused by the end of the month on your personal relationships and communicating more with others. So these were the most important astrological events for you during November, and thank you very much for watching.